It's YouTube Wednesday. So for this costume, I'm going to have gloves. A quick and easy way to do a build-up pair of gloves is I have my Lycra opera gloves, some hand lotion, which I'm going to put right now on. I have gloves over my hands, so this hand lotion is really for my arm and wrist hair. Alright, that's where I want to put this the most, because that is what is in the most danger. And by danger, I just mean getting pulled. It's just not fun. But I want a pair of gloves and I need them fast, so this is a decent way to do it. I could do my silicone glove tutorial. I could do that again, but this is another way if you don't want or care about silicone. I have latex. Let me get my gloves on here. Have my big tub of latex, and I am just gonna get it all over my hands. I want to work it in and make it really a part of this fabric. Okay, now I'm going to have latex-ized gloves that I can do build up and detail on. Okay, I'm working on the gloves for the Krampus. I have my fabric laid out so that the fur is going the right direction. I know my fingertips are going to be up here. Okay, so have a marker. I'm simply going to trace my hand to begin with. I have very simply traced out my hands on the fur. I've made sure that the fur is running the right direction. I don't want it running across. I want it running up towards the fingertips. I make sure I do a right and a left also. This is actually going to be the back of the right hand, and this one is going to be the back of the left hand. So I'm going to cut out all these fingers now so I can get it attached. I have the Lycra gloves that I dipped in latex, and then I simply took the antique stain once the latex dried and I rubbed it all over my hands. And that gives me a better flesh-like, broken up look. Much better than just having white gloves or just paint. I have contact cement, or you can use rubber cement. I'm going to pop it open. I also have a brush that's been previously used because it's going to die. So don't make it a new brush. This contact cement is actually very good stuff. It's very strong and it works very well for lots of applications. In order to use it, the best way it's used is to brush it on where you want. And so many people don't follow the instructions on adhesives. You really have to read the cans and know how to use them properly. Because you have to brush this on both sides that you want attached. Let it get tacky, let it be almost dry. Then put them together. That is where the bond comes from. If I just put them together right now or only glued one side and put it together, I wouldn't have that secure of a bond. But this will be a good permanent bond if I do both sides, paint both sides, let it get tacky And I want all the way out to the fingertip, because that's the big deal. I need that fingertips. The fingertips and the edges need to stay down. So that's where I want to focus my stuff. I'm going to get the other hand going here, because this piece actually goes yeah, this is for this hand, this glove. And make sure you do the back of the glove. You don't need rubber cement on the inside of the glove. Or contact cement, I should say, because they are different products. Contact cement gives you a permanent bond. Rubber cement gives you a flexible bond that you can take up later. It's never meant to be, you know, completely glued all the way down. Just not what it's for. This is forever stuff. And because I'm just going to put these together on my hands, while it's drying, I'm going to protect my hands, which is put gloves on. And because I've got them up the wrist, longer than my Nomex gloves, I'm going to wrap my wrists in cellophane. It is a very wet day outside, so this is going to take a little bit longer than usual to dry. But still, I don't want it to be wet too much. I need it to be tacky. It needs to be almost dry and tacky, because right now it's just reading as wet. Okay? I'm going to go ahead and take this glove off because it's glued down, and because it was mostly dry, the drying time on it was very minimal. So now I take this one off. Try and grab them both together as I pull. So I don't want to separate them. Set that down there to dry completely. And I want to make sure I make a fist, because that's when my fingers are stretched the most. They're actually a little bit longer when they curl like that, because all those joints open up. So I want to make that fist and push this down so that I know when I close my hand it's not going to pop the fur free. And I want nice good edges on all of my fingers, as best as I can get. What this does is I'm just putting some differentiation lines here. I'm taking out a little bit of the fur, and that helps distinguish between the fingers. I don't want this to look like a big furry mitten on my hand. I want it to have a little bit of depth. I could do that with the razor, or I could just do it with scissors. I'm also going to airbrush those lines to make them stand out even further. Get that nice and pushed down. And I don't want to feel any rubber cement either. So that's why I keep, putting my, if I see something sticky or if I feel it, I'm going to take a little clump of fur and stick it to it so I cover up that rubber cement. I don't want any rogue rubber cement running around. This was the piece that I curved and heat bent. I then cut lengths out of that, and then I shaped that, and here's the final shape. Hit the inside a little bit, just to get it used to the idea of being warm. Then I hit the outside, and that makes it bend the right direction from the get-go. I'm not fighting it. I've got a nice downward hook on a natural shaped claw. I'm actually going to round this a little bit more. Alright, there we go. I got 10. I'm going to glue them on. Contact cement. Because it has to dry a bit first, I'm going to go ahead and paint all my nails. Obviously I want to paint the inside. If you put it on too thick, it'll eat the foam a little bit, so I don't want to do that. Contact cement is pretty notorious for eating through stuff. Just on the end of my thumb, I don't really have a lot to even get out of the way. I'm just going to use the brush to get the tip of the finger exposed and push back the hair. Tip of the finger exposed. I'm getting glue on the tip of the finger, and I'm pushing back the hair because I'm going to push that hair back down, and that's going to hide the cuticle of the nail. Go ahead and put this glove on because that'll be a bit easier. I'll pick out a nice big one for the thumb here. And they're not quite tacky yet, so I'm going to wait. There we go. Alright, I'm going to knock out the other hand. Okay. Yeah.